Good afternoon, Eagles. This is Professor Barley. I am your instructor for this course, CRJU 4600, the online section of Senior Seminar. I want to take some time to show you how to navigate inside the course shell, because to a degree, your success in this course will depend on your ability to navigate, find the materials, find your assignments, understand where to submit them, and what other relevant information I've posted available to the course. So when you log into the course, you will land on the course homepage. If you don't see this banner, you are in the wrong course. The homepage is populated individually. This is mine, so you'll see some different information, but it will always have what assignments you have due, specific tasks that I've assigned you, or tasks that you've noted as a reminder for yourself, and your course announcements will also appear here. Next, I want to go through the information and course policies. And this section is very important because here I've included the rules regarding this particular course as well as university-specific information. So at your leisure, take some time to go through this section, but I do want to highlight a few specific things right now. Under this, in this folder, CRJU 4600, these are policies that are specific to this course. Your student learning outcomes, the course syllabus and work calendar, as well as the sign up for Remind text messaging. I ask each of you to sign up for Remind because it's a quick way for me to stay in contact with you. Note the course attendance and participation policy. The guidelines are pursuant to the university's attendance policy. Although this is an online course, your attendance is registered based on the assignments that you submit. I also use a tracking mechanism for my reading that assignment. So at the end of the semester, when you come to me, I hope this doesn't happen, but when you come and say, I logged in regularly, I can automatically track how long you've spent in the course. The communication policy, email is always the best method for reaching me. So make sure that you've read the syllabus and you understand how I expect your emails to read. In your email, you always indicate which course you are in. I teach more than one. And also in the subject line, give me a short but brief synopsis of what your issue is. And then late work, again, refer to the syllabus. On the syllabus quiz, it indicates that I do not take late work except under one circumstance, so read that. And incomplete grades, as a rule, I do not give incompletes except as indicated in the syllabus. So you also want to make sure in this next folder that you look at the university academic calendar, because the academic calendar governs when you have spring break, the exam period, and the last dates of classes, as well as when academic advisement and pre-registration will begin for the spring. So make sure you are familiar with the university academic calendar. Go through this at your leisure, and also note specifically the privacy and accessibility policies for this course. These items here I specifically expect that we will use in the course, so make sure that you have access and are familiar with how to use them. On the My Instructor tab, if you need to contact me, you can refer here. I have my office phone number as well as the office location, and I do have a link to my appointment calendar. I would strongly advise that if you intend to come on campus, you schedule an appointment, because I do advise online students, and so although I may be in the office, I frequently have appointments scheduled back to back. So the best way to ensure that you actually see me is to schedule an appointment at this link. My office hours are located here as well, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 10 to 1:30. You can call, and those are generally the times when I'm available for appointments. If you want to just take a chance and call, I may be in and I may be able to speak with you. But again, the best way to reach me is via email and to schedule an appointment. If I am unavailable, my graduate assistant, Candace Strickland, is here. Note that her office hours are also listed here. So if you can't reach me, feel free to reach out to Candace. You can email her. Again, we caution against telephone calls. Emails we can track, and if there's some specific things that we need to address, the email is the best way to do that. So in this tab, begin here. Instructors often design their courses in many different ways, but how do you know how to begin the course? For me, you begin here. And typically, this section is available, has a list of activities that are required to be completed during the first week of class. Last week was the first week of class, but we did have students who were dropped and some who are still being added. So I've moved this here. I want you to take some time to go through it. It's very quick. You've already taken your syllabus quiz. You've already participated in the class introduction discussion board, so that's done. But go through the rest of this information so that you can be successful in this course. And here, the Start Here weekly folder. As has been indicated in the course syllabus, you have a calendar. It's very specific about what we will cover from week to week. The Start Here weekly is where you will begin to look for your introductory material and the content in the course. Other instructors call it different things, but for me, you will begin here each week. Last week, there was information that I posted for you for the criminal justice reform. You completed your discussion board, and beginning this week and next week, we will be in the criminal justice policy and politics. In each module, I will give you an indication of what we're going to talk about, as well as give you a heads up for what we expect to cover in the module and the learning objective for that module. So let's just go through here and look so that you will understand the structure of the modules. When you log in, the first thing you will see, well, when you click the Start Here folder under individual module, you will see the lesson plan along with the learning objectives. I strongly advise you to read through the lesson plan in its entirety. Again, I will give you a brief introduction about what we expect to cover, what you will expect to know and can do at the end of this module, and oftentimes, as is the case here, I will give you an introductory video to set the stage and to activate your prior knowledge on this subject. I always connect the module learning objectives with the student learning objectives so that you will see how all the puzzles fit together. Your assigned readings, most of the time I will refer you back to the table of contents, which is right here, your assigned reading folder. Your assigned lectures, most often I will refer you back to this area. And then your assignments, I will always list out along with the dates. These dates will automatically populate on your individual student calendar. But again, if there is a conflict between something that I have on the syllabus and an assignment, you can look here, and most often I will catch the conflict and I will send you an announcement about it. But as a general rule, what is on the syllabus is going to be the governing date unless I indicate otherwise. I also try to give you a good estimate of how long it will take you to complete each module. In this particular module, I'm estimating it's going to take you about 6.5 hours, and this is over the course of 2 weeks. I judge that based on the amount of reading that I've assigned, as well as the lectures and the assignments that have to be completed. Also note that on your syllabus, every module has a discussion board. The tab that was here last week on discussion so that you could get to discussion 1 has now been removed. I removed that because frequently students don't do the reading, they jump to discussion, and therefore they lose the benefit of the learning material. So your discussion boards are now embedded in the lesson plan. You can get through them by going into the module, and again, I track all of the readings so that as I am grading assignments, when you are submitting papers, and in the event at the end of the semester you are failing and asking for additional consideration, or you are between a D and a C, and this is a required course and you have to get a C, or even an A or a B, I can look in Blackboard and I can tell every single time you've clicked on one of the assigned readings or lectures and how long you've stayed to review that material. So this is the structure. The module lesson plan is always the first. Discussion board typically will come after that, and the reason I put the discussion board second is so that you can look to see what the question is. As you read, you can make notes. If I put the discussion board at the end, then you read, you won't know what content, what is the context for your reading. Sometimes it's a lot of reading, but they're generally short articles. But again, the student learning objectives drive the information. In this particular module, you have one assignment, the policy process. I won't spend time in this video going over that assignment. I do have a separate video that explains that assignment, but generally note that I will always give you a sample so that you will have a visual of what I am looking for in your own work. I always use Safe Assign for every assignment. So when I put a sample up, I don't expect to see that again. And I also include supplemental reading. So this is how you navigate inside the course content. This particular course is your capstone course. I have a video for here that I assume that you've already looked at that explains what the capstone course is. And this is an assignment sheet. Again, this is a sample, some problem areas that we used last year that I want you to be able to look at also to see if you want to choose one of those. There is a PowerPoint in here that explains what a capstone project is. You need to make sure that you look at that. And I also have the links for all of the assignments as they are due with samples. And again, here we have some course resource material available for individual modules and to help you write your paper. So I hope this has been helpful. I look forward to working with you this semester. And if you have a question, remember, the best way to reach me and the quickest way to get feedback is if you send me an email. If you require something more in-depth, something longer than a couple of minutes, responding to an email, then by all means, use the appointment link and then just schedule the appointment. Or you can contact my graduate assistant, Ms. Candace Strickland. Let's make it a great semester.